Greetings, everyone. This is OMG Live, the Quarantine Edition. I am Richard Ragoobarsingh coming to you live from Arima. And of course, welcoming you to our daily gathering. Come in, call a prayer. Let's start getting this show on the road, people.
Call your name.
Hi. And I'm Richard Young here. So delighted to be in your company today. Remember, we are on Monday to Friday from 2 to 3 p.m. right here at OMG on Facebook. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks so much for tuning in and joining us, Richard and I, with these lovely ladies. Please introduce yourself, ladies.
Hi, Vaughnette, Bigford here in Labrie. Hi, thank you for joining us.
Hi, Penelope Spencer. I am from Sandal, really original. It's a South Girl born and bred. I like to tell people that. And I am from Digo, Boston right now. And it's raining. People hear showers.
Yeah.
It's not me, it's the rain.
Hi everybody, I'm Cecilia Salazar and I'm in Pitti Valley in the Western Peninsula of beautiful Trinidad and Tobago, welcoming you to OMG Live, the Quarantine Edition.
Woo! Yeah, and to all those around the world and the islands up the Caribbean, thanks so much for joining us today. OMG Live, the Quarantine Edition is our way to come together to talk, laugh, share, build a community.
In today's show, we have the OMG Gibberish Challenge. Let's play that game segment. If you get it right, you get to ask anybody on the panel just one question. If you don't, well, you're going to learn how to talk gibberish.
Awesome.
All right? We're also featuring a special tribute.
Awesome.
We're also featuring a special tribute to all our mothers today, just preceding mothers on the panel, preceding Mother's Day.
Right, so we also see some hilarious videos from TikTok. Plus, we have a trailer from a new comedy film starring Pete Davidson coming to your screen. And of course, lots of enlightening conversation to get you thinking. So please stay with us. This is OMG Live, the Quarantine Edition.
The Quarantine Edition.
The Quarantine Edition. Special shout out to Stephen Doobal, Voice in the Sky, Marcus and Paul. Welcome again.
Man like Stephen.
Man like Stephen. Oh Lord, they don't have no man like that, Stephen.
This is also a great time to remind those of you who are viewing to share this live feed on your timeline now. Just look at the bottom right-hand corner of this video. Share, spread the word to family and friends and everyone you know now.
Exactly.
Spread it like butter.
Well, as you can see, the entire team is wearing purple. And it is in support of Lupus Month, which is the month of May. Special shout out to Rihanna Harilal, the president of the Voice of Lupus Foundation of Trinidad and Tobago.
Rihanna!
Yeah.
Hi.
Rihanna is
Great
us,
job.
and she's asked if we can lend our support to help raise awareness of people in this country suffering from this very debilitating disease. You can check out how you can support thevoiceoflupus.com on Facebook. So if you are wondering what is lupus and how you can get lupus, we found this very informative piece. Take a look.
Lupus is hard to describe.
How would I describe lupus?
A internal war with your own body.
Do you feel like you have been hit by a Mack truck?
Lupus feels like someone smacked you in the face.
They're like, you don't look like you have lupus.
People don't realize that it's painful, physically and mentally.
Lupus is like the bully at school that you always try to avoid, but it always finds you, beats you up, and takes something away. your friends, your energy, or even your ability to do simple things.
It's unpredictable and hard for others to see.
It's like waking up every morning to your own personal game of the lupus lottery.
You now have chronic pain, extreme fatigue, and kidney failure.
It's hard to understand.
Lupus is hard to wrap your head around.
The simplest way I can describe it is
the never-ending flu.
Lupus is a chronic autoimmune condition where your immune system starts to attack self. In lupus, that attack can be on any organ system in the body, which makes it difficult to diagnose. It's a chronic disease. There's no cure. It tends to target women between the ages of 15 and 45, and women of color are 4 times more likely to develop lupus.
It's hard to live with.
Imagine driving a car, but your taillights are out, your tires are going flat, your parking brake is engaged, you're leaking fuel, but yet you still have to figure out how to merge onto this interstate at a high speed. You have to still do it. That's what living with lupus is like.
It's hard to treat.
Lupus feels like you are in a boxing match and you are blindfolded with your hands tied behind your back and you're supposed to fight. How can you fight?
It's difficult to diagnose because every patient can look a little differently. There is no cure for lupus, but there are medications out there that can help treat the disease.
Lupus is hard,
but you're not alone.
I get answers I need on lupus on lupus.org.
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 Wow. So all of
it's a horrible disease.
Yeah. Of course, all the best to Rihanna Harilal and the Voice of Lupus Foundation. So guys, what do you thought about the video?
I had a student of mine. Remember, I used to do the show on Gaia called Rosie. I don't know if you all remember. And my daughter in it, Lakita was her name. And she had lupus and she died. And it was such a heartbreaking thing for me to experience the pain she used to go through sometimes. She couldn't even hold on a proper job because, of course, Trinidadian employers look lady, and she'd be fired. And Ginny Lee Kim too. I don't know if you remember Ginny Lee Kim as well.
Yes, yes.
Of course, I know Ginny.
Of course, we know
her
Ginny.
sister had lupus as well. So yeah, it's very debilitating. It's. But we supporting them. We supporting y'all. We here for you.
Yeah. And that video was very informative. That video gave you a lot of good information that I wanted to know about it. Good.
Rihanna has been doing a lot of work with this foundation over the past few years. She's been consistently doing a lot of work with this lupus foundation, and I'm really, really proud of her efforts. Yeah.
Give her a round of applause.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
And just in case.
Yes. Walk the walk, talk the talk, walk the talk.
Yeah. Great Rihanna Harilal, the Voice of Lupus Foundation. Let's move on. Yesterday we also started talking about love and coping with the ones we love in the crisis that have brought us physically closer than many of us are able to deal with. Will Smith talked about defining love. Well, today we wanted to bring you the second part of that piece. What is love? Will Smith.
I came up with a thing that has been really helpful to me. Love is spelled L-U-V. Listen, understand, and validate what you hear as true. Listening is a magnificent superpower, a really deep listening. And we can't listen if we got something that we want to say. Listening is a connective energy, learning how to quiet your own mind and quiet your own thoughts and quiet your own needs and desires and listen to what the other person is saying. You is understand. That you have to truly understand what the person is saying to you. There's nothing that feels better to a human being than to feel understood. The mission is to thoroughly and completely understand what the person is saying, and what has been helpful for me is to repeat back what the person has said to you. And then the V is validate. The things that you recognize as true in what they say, validate them as true. Yes, I get it. I understand that. I see that. Got it. So the validation is a huge part of creating a loving environment with a person. LUV. Listen, understand, validate. At its core, I think love is help. Everybody is having a hard time. So love is really devotion to their struggle. It's when you're committed to helping somebody with their life, helping them to suffer less, helping them to manage their minds and their emotions. I think love is a deep desire for our loved ones' growth and their blossoming and their all-around well-being. When you love somebody, you want them to feel good. You want them to be happy, and you want to see them succeed in life. And love really demands an in-depth understanding of their hopes and their dreams and their fears, their needs and trauma. I think love is giving and sharing our gifts for the purpose of nurturing them and empowering them and helping them to create their greatest joys.
That's good.
Awesome. All right.
Amen.
L-U-F. I would put an F at the end of that. L-U-V-F.
Where's the
F
F?
for finance.
Love finances.
Yes.
Tyrone.
It will make
We have
everything
to, yes, that is so true, Penny. We keep the finances.
We try to be too pretentious in this world. I love you. L-U-V. F. Right. Nice video. Do I like it? I like it.
Me too.
Yeah. I have a few people I specifically want to show it to as well. I need to share that video with some people, because it really is about listening and understanding and then validating. You talk, and nobody say, I got that. I hear what you're saying. I got you. Gosh.
Afterwards, that's why he referred to listening as a superpower. Not everybody listens. People may acknowledge, hearing what you're saying, but they're not really listening to what you're saying.
That's a difficult thing to do, right, Richard? That's a difficult thing to do. I mean, we say we listen, but sometimes we really don't listen as intently as we should. We taken in with the intent to respond and to output without, not necessarily with the intent to understand where the person coming from. We listening because we want to respond. We're ready to respond. So we taken in with the intent to respond, not necessarily with the intent to understand what the person is saying.
Because
hearing, but you're listening.
But they don't hear.
Yeah.
They don't hear. Anyway, we're
moving. It's Friday.
So moving along, during yesterday's episode, of course, of OMG Live, we had some VIPs, some very important points of view that was shared with us from our Facebook viewers. Let's take a look at some of them.
Our first VIP is Trevor Anthony Felix, and he's in, well, where that is, Olia?
I think it's Amsterdam. That's Amsterdam.
It's not like some kind of place. But Trevor says, please, there is no such thing. People think love is a representation of what you can do for them. I hear you, Trevor.
Some people do. Some people do.
Yes. Trevor, we want to hear what you have to say about today's video. So next up, we have Colonel Skylar, who lives in Port of Spain, Trinidad. Well, he's from Port of Spain, but he loves the show here in Italy. He's in Italia, hoping to be home soon. Hopefully, they will open the borders for nationals. Yes, Colonel, they're opening it slowly but surely. Everybody's coming home.
People coming in.
Yes,
Well,
I
Italy
see
had
they're
it
making
hard for you.
arrangements. Yeah, boy, poor
Verna
fella, he
St.
must be in
Rose.
stress.
Miss Verna St. Rose Graves, a woman I admire, mother, empress. She says she's from Trinidad and Tobago, and she's from Port of Spain, Trinidad and Tobago. And she says, I win all, but I was too caught up in my feelings to type. I understand you.
She's talking about the vintage songs we played yesterday.
Of course,
let's see what people on social media are saying. Can you all check that? Penny and Richard.
Well, I will try.
Well, we have a lot of people who have joined us. We have Brent Joel, Wayne Harewood, Houston Dickinson in Antigua, Marie Millett, Dominic LaRoche, Patsy Joseph, Alma Thompson, Jarvis Victoria, Dion McNichol Stevenson, Clinton Clovis, Nikki Pollini Henry, Anthony Lawrence, Heidi Hackshaw, Raphael Bernadine, Dion Parkinson, Carleen Williams, Aloy Johnson. Penny, you have some there as well? All these people have come on so far?
I don't have anybody ready. What I'm thinking about this. But Ricardo Martin said, happy Friday all. Ricardo and Clinton Michael Clovis said, don't forget me, I in New York in the house. So that's so cute. But that's what I'm saying. Richard Ragoobarsingh, you wanted to say something?
Me? No. I was just following what you all are saying, listening to what you all are saying on social media. I just want to shout out to my cousin, Amanda Edwin, and her husband, Damien, who are always watching from Canada.
Hi, I think they're watching in secret or something, you know. They're watching in secret.
There are also some new people like Selvon Ewing, Dexter LePierre-Luc. I think Cassandra was saying that Carlette Holder, you know, she passed. She was also suffering with lupus. There's Sabrina Celestin, Marvin Dowridge, Richard Ambrose, Nigel Eastman of Zad and Eastman is with us, and Kenwing Millington. Yeah, a lot of people, some of them are new. So that's it for now.
Welcome.
So,
hi, Nigel. Good friend.
Yeah.
Hi, Marvin.
Before we move any further with our show, we have today's OMG Live COVID-19 update.
First, let's take a look at the latest World Health Organization's figures.
Today, the worldwide COVID-19 infection is still climbing. It's now almost 4 million, 3,971,558 infected persons and counting. The death toll, 273,792 souls in the world have died because of COVID-19. And the recovery is over 1 million at 1,370,749 persons who have recovered.
In Trinidad and Tobago, all our figures are holding for another day. We are at 116 positive COVID-19 cases. 8 Trinidadians have regrettably lost their lives to COVID-19, and our discharge today is holding at 103 persons who have recovered in TNT from COVID-19.
It's amazing, you know. When I left about an hour ago to come outside and do this, there was 3,700,000 and something. Now it's like 3,800,000, and it's amazing how it's rising so quickly. Oh my God! Oh my God!
Well,
oh my God!
Well, because Penny too, they're doing a lot more testing. So what I've learned is the more and more you test, is the more that the numbers will rise, but the deaths are staying the same. So really you're seeing more figures with the disease, but still small deaths. So the more you
Totally
test, actually, it kind of looks good. Yeah, that made sense to me. So which is why we could open up. We keep testing,
but like
of course.
seconds, the numbers is rising. Seconds is rising. And if when Trinidad start testing for real, because the amount of testing
we will see what happens.
is like a joke.
A joke.
Well, I know in Barbados.
2000 something.
But I know in Barbados, I think they're still at 82, but they have confirmed that there has been some community spread. But even though they're telling people to not be, not to panic about it, but I believe Barbados did confirm that they have some community spread in terms of some of their cases.
Right.
Jamaica,
really need
Jamaica is still, it's still
yes, we need to test.
I think Jamaica's at 488. Yeah, so that's how it all plays out. Of course, on Sunday, the Prime Minister has an address to the nation, and I know people are anxiously awaiting that in Trinidad and Tobago to see if there's going to be some relaxing of the stay-at-home orders. So we will see what takes place on Mother's Day, actually, on Sunday.
Yeah. Because Mother's Day will take on a new meaning, huh? You'll use a new word.
Of course, I think he will relax a bit. I think we will relax a bit because we are #1 in readiness in the world, aren't we? According to the Oxford statistics, we are #1 in readiness.
There's about if that was real stats in Peru. There's a debate going on. Some are saying that was just a student project. Okay, anyway, let's go on with the business. All your mind on the
business. Lordy, that is too funny.
Yeah, go ahead, Richard.
Yeah, Diana Kwashi in Tobago, I think, has just joined us. Simon Donnellan, Lasimba Barclay. We have a lot who came on today. A lot of people there. Camille Pear. Did I see Anthony Lawrence before? Arlene Singh. Jarvis Victoria. Yeah. So I think those are the new ones who have joined us so far. And Ricardo Stevon. Yes, with jazz artist.
All right.
Yes, Ricardo is on there. And Sherry Omano. Hi, Ricardo.
Okay, cool.
And Sherry Omano has just joined us as well. Thanks for joining us.
And Heidi Hackshaw says that she's watching in secret. All right.
She too watching in secret. Good.
Ivan, that's Wesley Nichols.
Hi, Wesley.
Wesley Nichols.
Hi, Wesley.
All right.
All right, well, let's move along, people.
Yes.
We're moving along things now, and we're heading over to Meanwhile at TikTok. Let's have a look.
Those of you who have good reflexes know that sometimes you catch and do some amazing things. How about if you are ironing and the iron slips? Here is Die Up Happy JR on TikTok. Run the clip.
What?
Okay. It was unplugged.
Okay.
I got caught.
Right.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah.
I heard you. Yes.
Many people around the world have seen The Lion King, and many Trinidadians have performed in it around the world. In fact, we have actually friends who are doing it all now. You know, that first big sound in the opening, well, this guy applied it to his life on social media. Here is Kane Hood on TikTok. Take a look.
Time to check my social media, yeah, to see who loves me online. Hashtag blessed life.
That wasn't bad. It was very expressive.
Yes, very much so.
A little vain, but okay.
It was bad. It was bad. Yeah.
You know, Fires use that chant all the time, though. Children always using that chant from Lion King.
Yeah, very popular chant.
Very popular.
Okay. So you are a man, but you have come to terms that you're wearing your jeans very tight. And if you hear one more comment about how tight it is, you're not happy. Here is 2.R21 on TikTok. Take a look.
Wait.
What's that?
So tight your pants is?
My pants? Let me tell you something. I'm sure tightness is something you're not accustomed to.
What the hell? Hey!
Well, she's wearing loose clothes, that's all. She's wearing loose clothes. She liked the shikis and so that's why.
Penny is tight-lipped. Penny is tight-lipped.
That is loose talk.
It's too easy to go into. We'll move on. It's too easy.
Yes.
So that was how TikTok people are passing their time. Let's jump straight into our next segment where we discuss what's trending today.
Before we get into today's trending topics, I want to remind our online audience, you too can send us your thoughts. Just email your videos, your voice notes, and your clips to info@omgtt.com with your name and contact information. Yeah, what we trending?
Okay,
what we talking about?
So Penny, what's trending in your world today?
What's trending in my world today? Oh,
yeah, you always have something to talk about. You always
no. Okay, what I talk
like to talk.
I don't like to talk. I just have things in my chest, and my chest not that big, and I just have to get it out. That is all. I don't have to like to talk. Anyway, I just want to compliment the government and opening up the borders a little more, because I heard that more people coming into Trinidad and Tobago. Although there are still a lot of people out there. I know they're loosening the borders. Is that true?
Loosening, yes. Right? They are. Yes, I saw that too, Penny. I think that's great. I know we're doing it. We're doing it very slowly, but we're doing it. Cautiously, but we're doing it. Right,
people just have to find a way home. Oh, but they can find a way home. Yeah.
Well, that was trending. A fire started up in the back of my house. That was trending for me. That was in my life. Oh, I had a drama in my life, but we're not going to go there.
What?
And then I have a stalker on the WhatsApp. Oh, there's too much. But what's
But no, when you talk about fires, you all haven't seen the hills on fire, all in Petty Valley, all the hills on fire. You can hear it crackling. Yeah, real bushfires, y'all. We have to pray for that.
But don't burn tires in the wrong time of day, people. People be losing too much of our land from bushfires. Anyway,
yes.
What you're saying,
yes,
I was saying today is a very commemorative day because it's 75 years after the World War II had stopped. So they call it VE Day. So you see all these premiers and presidents and chancellors doing acknowledgement to the 75 million people who died in World War II.
Yep.
I hope we don't ever get close to those figures with COVID-19 because, that is kind of their balancing on our minds because we have all these deaths escalating, so we don't want anything comparable to a 75 million death toll, But that's one of the things I saw trending on all of the international media.
You remember your days? Yeah.
VE Day.
That was good.
My great-grandmother told me about the war days. My great-grandmother told me about the war.
But Penny, you know that he will be forever young. He will be forever young.
I born after Black Power. Why you
we're just having fun.
That was quick on the draw.
Yeah.
Cecilia, you have anything you want to talk about?
Well, the only other thing that was trending, I think, which might be controversial to bring up right now, but let's bring it up, is this this oil, this gas deal that Paria did, and the gas was supposed to go to Aruba, and it ended up in Venezuela. And I know that there are probes going on about that. So I know that's trending in a lot of my circles. I'm seeing feeds about it because we have military in our waters. So the COVID is going on, but these things are still happening around us in our area.
Those things are happening.
And I find that frightening.
The oil was supposed to go to Aruba, but someone tell me, what's the story where the oil was supposed to go to Aruba, and then it ended up in Venezuela, and there was some kind of cocaine exchange as well, and there's a
that's another bus, yeah.
Well, the issue of the oil, the issue of the oil in Aruba is that our energy minister, Franklin Khan, the energy minister of Trinidad and Tobago for our international audience, he said that Trinidad and Tobago, one of our companies, would have sold oil pursuant to an order coming out of Switzerland that was delivered to Aruba, I believe. And they're saying they don't know what happened to that oil after that sale. They just did a sale. But apparently there is talk that the oil went to Aruba, and from Aruba it went to Venezuela. I think what's fueling the discussion is that the day after, a couple of days after we actually locked down Trinidad and Tobago borders, there was a landing by the vice president of Venezuela into Trinidad and Tobago, and she came in for a while, and then she left a few hours, and then she left. And of course, that's the subject of the discussion. What was that meeting about? The Prime Minister has said it was in the interests of Trinidad and Tobago, whatever was being discussed. But for a lot of people, that's not good enough. They want to know what, because the people are seeing a nexus between the vice president of Venezuela coming in at the point that we had just closed our borders, and this issue of Paria selling oil, the Paria Trading Company, which is the Trinidad and Tobago company that would have sold the oil on this Swiss order to Aruba. So that's a confusion. How much merit is there in it?
The confusion.
Who knows?
We don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, and of course, Venezuela has been declared a narco state by the U.S. president. So there is an embargo on Venezuela right now. So you can't be trading with Venezuela. So that's the issue.
No, it's against the law. Yeah, it's against the law.
But in those kind of situations, and the U.S. president get vexed with us now because we're dealing with Venezuela. What will happen to the people, though? How would the people usually pay the price in these kind of exchanges? So that's what I'm worried about.
Well, hopefully, everything is above board, so that there would not be any result like that, Penny. But of course, we don't know. And of course, the Americans, I think the U.S. Embassy, via an interview with one of the daily newspapers, did indicate that they were aware and it was being investigated, but they were very middle of the road. They didn't say anything. So I mean, it's a matter of a wait and see.
Wait and see. Yeah.
The ambassador would not have done anything to hamper the relations.
No.
That letter from Doobal.
Well, we don't know.
We don't know. We don't know. And for me, that's where this whole thing gets a little, because yes, even if there's evidence that something not above board was done, I'm saying the letter that was sent to the U.S. ambassador is basically letting the U.S. ambassador know that this sovereign state of Trinidad and Tobago has gone against whatever agreement and traded with Venezuela. Whatever is the consequence of that, whatever is the consequence, or whatever is the U.S. action as a consequence of that, it's not going to be an action against the current government. It's not going to be an action against the opposition. It's going to be an action against the country, Trinidad and Tobago. So whatever they decide to do is going to affect us all.
All of us.
power. And that is why I'm saying, for me, if it was very, I'm not too sure how I feel about somebody writing to the US ambassador to say, hey, look, Trinidad and Tobago doing this. When this is the same country that we all have to exist and live in after. So it's not as if embargo is going to come against the current government. It's the country that's going to feel it. You understand? So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't get
God, that's a whole other side of the thing.
But I can't believe that the current administration could have been so reckless to have done something like that. So I can't believe that. But if they did, then, well, there's a general election. So, and except that they don't know who to choose. Sometimes, you know, many times people say, I don't know who to choose for the general election. It's like, you know, but we'll see how it plays out. But hopefully it does not go down that rabbit hole. Hopefully it doesn't go down that rabbit hole. But that visit by the vice president of Venezuela is what has a lot of people worried. That's what has a lot of people worried. But let's see what's going on social media. What are the people on social media saying?
We have Roseanne Sedeno, who is reaching out and saying that she thinks that we really need to keep our social distancing up so that we really don't go to the 75 million. There's Dawn Victor, designer. There is Gary Jordan, wonderful photographer. Karen Field Spooner in New York. Joanne Ferguson. Nydia Byron, she reached out to Michael Mansell and told him make sure and join the show. Ulla Williams, Natasha Thompson, Alison McLeod, Kurt, Gerard Charles, Nichelle Canterbury, Mariel Dos Santos, Terence Lakai, Myrtle Malcolm in Florida. Okay, so it's growing more and more. I like the locations coming in so that OMG, the quarantine edition, the live quarantine edition is going far and wide in the diaspora as well.
Ricardo A. Martin said, did you hear about an attempt on the life of the President Maduro this past Monday by mercenaries? What news of this, pray tell? I don't know, mister. I don't know. I wasn't there. I didn't hear anything, but if I hear something, we'll tell you. Joel Duncan says, it is not against the law to deal with Venezuela. These are U.S. pronouncements. This is not an international trade embargo. It is reckless to disagree with the U.S. Those are two, I don't know if you've seen any statements, Richard. These are two of the statements I'm seeing on my...
Well, when I was, who you read, that was...
But Penny,
Colleen Williams said the big question is what was so important that they couldn't discuss it in a conference call. That's a point.
Zoom or something. Exactly. That's why when you leave these open questions, that's what leads to all these conspiracy theories and people coming with all kind of questions.
Exactly.
Okay. But before I get my next string up, Rachel is watching. That's my sister, and she's there to leave you out. All right. And Hillary Lovelace, thank you. I'm glowing today. Thank you, Hillary Lovelace. If you think I'm glowing, yes, it's the youth.
Yes. It's a saturation.
Guess what? It's time for Let's Play That Game.
Of course, this is for all of those lovely people who have joined us, who are chatting and participating with us online. We really appreciate your company, so guys, get ready. Today, we have the OMG Gibberish Challenge. We have some gibberish words, and all you have to do is tell us the English meaning. Very simple. You're going to hear gibberish, give us the English meaning to it. If you get the answer right, you get an opportunity to ask any one of us on the panel a question. Any one of us a question. All right? So, can we go with our first clip, please?
Let's see.
that's Hapa Pipi Mopot Doppers Depe. Hapa Pipi Mopot Doppers Depe. What does that mean, people? That's pretty easy.
Yeah, you're going to mop the floor today.
Pretty easy.
That's it? Is that it, Penny? You're going to mop the floor today? That's what it sounds like to me.
See if anybody get it.
Apa epe mope floor today.
I am not seeing anybody.
Nobody yet.
Richard?
Yes, Anthony Lawrence got it.
Anthony Lawrence.
Anthony Lawrence.
Happy Mother's Day.
That's what it is.
Let's put up the answer.
Oh, that's what it is.
Very good, Anthony.
After epe mope, wow. Wow. I'm not trying again.
Nice.
One clip.
That boy is very good.
Apai wapon tupu sepe dapat apai lapa vipu. That's what it is. What's the English version?
What?
Apai wapon tupu sepe dapai apai lapa vipu. That's the gibberish. What's the English? Come on, that's not that difficult. Come on,
I don't.
come on.
Penny, you try. Penny, you try.
K. Peters says, I want to say that I love you. I want to say I love you. K. Peters.
That's it. Give it to K. Peters.
K. Peters.
I want to say I love you. That's beautiful. Thank you,
Right.
Stephen, for these
Rose just
lovely
got
things.
it. Rena just said it. Too late, people.
So Anthony,
But you're
Anthony and Kay, you both have an opportunity to ask a question of the panel. We're going to our third clip. Take it away, Stephen. All right, I didn't get that one properly, so I can't repeat it. Richard, can you repeat it?
Oh gosh, no, I didn't get it myself. I ain't get it myself, huh?
Maybe Stephen can
Just
say
have to
it.
do this. Wapi. I just say
I think I will get it.
Who get?
Stephen, say it for them now.
Put up the answer.
No, not
say it
yet.
first, Stephen. Doobal.
Yes, that's
Carly Williams. Yeah.
Carly Williams got it.
Rena said it.
Who got it first, Carly?
Rena said it.
Carly Williams.
Kapan wipi hapang apau apap tepes. All right. Woo! So we have our three winners. So that was great. So let's check out our next segment. And while we are in this segment, of course, only people who are winners can come up with their questions. But now we're going straight to OMG on your screen.
Today we bring you a semi-autobiographical comedy drama about Pete Davidson growing up in Staten Island, including losing his father during 9/11 and entering the world of stand-up comedy. Let's take a look.
I like your tattoos. What are those numbers on your arm?
Oh, that's the date my dad died. He was a fireman. Died in a fire 17 years ago.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Don't be. It's fine.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Not your dad.
Little bit, roll it it up, take it.
You can't focus on Scott anymore, honey. He's 24 years old, Marjorie. Let the bird fly, please.
Don't worry, Mom. I know your daughter got smart and went to college and abandoned us. But I'm still here. I'm gonna be here forever.
Yeah.
People told me slow my roll.
I want to become a real tattoo artist.
Your work is mad inconsistent. Obama ain't right.
Oh, I love your tattoos. This is my favorite.
I've been dating someone for a little while now.
The first guy you date in 17 years is a fireman, just like that? You don't think that's weird?
You're gonna have to pull your weight a little more around here. Maybe help Ray get his kids to school.
Kelly, do you know him?
He's a new friend.
You okay? You know, you could tell me.
I'm okay.
Oh, I trained her in the car. She's not gonna break.
You ever think about putting on the jacket?
Why would you even ask me that?
What's wrong with being a fireman?
It's fine if you don't have kids, because you don't know if you're gonna come home or not, and then your kids are...
You make everyone around you feel crazy. People are normal, then they hang out with you, and then they're f***ing Jack Nicholson in The Shining or something.
I gotta tell my mom you tried to drown me. To the above ground pool, you're like f***ing 8 feet tall.
Now let me tell you something, your dad was a hero. And heroes are necessary. And they should be allowed to have families.
You gotta get your shit together. Time is passing by very quickly.
Why do you think I smoke weed all the time? So I could slow it down. I just feel like everybody's always disappointed in me, and I never live up to anybody's expectations. Hey, thanks for listening to all this. You're one of the few people who treat me, you know, like a person.
You're welcome.
Everything is on demand now, I swear. Everything is on demand.
That is scary, yeah. But what it opens up, it means that we could shoot our film and put it on demand. Yeah. It's very exciting.
Yes.
Exactly.
But everything is
And
on
there will
demand.
be a
Everything is
big
coming
demand.
on demand.
So we
little
need to
film.
start shooting and we could put it up.
No questions yet, guys?
Anybody got questions yet?
I ain't
No
no questions.
You're thinking. All you think, all you think.
So we have
Thinking.
when it's on
All
demand,
right,
you
but
pay to see
while-
it. You pay to see it on demand.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? You pay
Yeah.
to see it
Yes, you
on
do.
demand.
Yeah.
Good. Right. I just asked
Unless you have one of those illegal apps which nobody in Trinidad has.
I do have it. I don't even have the legal, the illegal.
And what they're doing, they're asking you to go to their website and view it. So you don't even have to go to Amazon or anywhere else. You just go to their website and view it. So that's really interesting.
Oh yeah, because so Amazon and Netflix wouldn't make the money; they make the money directly. You pay the $10 or whatever. Yeah, I get you.
That's really interesting for us. Yes, yeah.
Yes, but you go Pete Davidson. I really like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming of age.
His girlfriend likes him too. Who was that? He was with somebody. Anyway, that's the next one.
His girlfriend like him too. But you know what?
And you know, I'll
we
tell you some bacchanal about him later.
So while our winners are thinking about what question to ask us, we could go to So I Was Thinking.
All right.
I'm thinking about this thing. You all know I do a live every Friday night, kind of like a musical challenge thing that I do for my fans on Friday night on my musicians page, Vaughnette Bigford Facebook page. So I'm kind of thinking about what the challenge is going to be tonight. Generally, I have it all organized, but this week was kind of hectic for me, so I don't have it. So I think it might just be, throw out some songs and let them guess something. I think we're doing some love songs tonight. So for those of you who are listening, check it out tonight from 8:30 on my musicians page on Facebook. A little vibes now. That's it.
Lovely grooms. Yeah, that sounds good. The V spot.
Nice name.
Yeah, boy.
I love it.
Akin to G spot. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, me, what have I been thinking? You know, literally, I've been thinking that Mother's Day is coming up on Sunday. And I've been thinking about family. And, you know, people are saying that your relationships, you're forced now, or not even forced, you want to reach out more. So I have a much better relationship with my mother right now than I have had in years. And I am so happy for that. So I was just thinking about it. I mean, she, you know, she knows I like something and she went Pennywise and she bought it for me because I don't want to go anywhere. Now, I'm supposed to be giving her the present for Mother's Day, but I said, hey, thanks a lot, Mom. You know, she's so wonderful. So that's what I've been thinking about. And what a great relationship I have with my daughters as well. And I keep working on it. And I'm so blessed to have 3 wonderful daughters. So happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there.
What I was thinking, actually, along those lines, I was thinking about the amount of age people that died from this COVID-19. So a lot of people will be missing their mothers for Mother's Day this year because all the homes that mothers and grandmothers died at, and I was just thinking it will be a sad, sad day. I mean, like one of the women, Miss Vernice, who died from the boat. I know her daughter, and she has 4 children, and she has brothers, and I know they will miss their mother this Mother's Day. So I'm just thinking about all those people who lost their mothers and their grandmothers and the matriarch of the families, and happy Mother's Day to you all too. Know that they're in a better place. That's why I think.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But I've been thinking that if the Prime Minister does suggest that the country is going to relax, and if it is that we still have to go through all of this social distancing and masks, and in this as part of the configuration of opening up, I've been thinking about how much lines will I now have to stand up in. You want to buy underwear, you'll have to stand up in a line to go in the store because all the stores will be saying only 10 people could come in or some craziness like that. How many lines are we going to have to be just to get everyday little things done? That's what I've been thinking, and I'm thinking about it in horror.
That's great.
That's why I'm not going anywhere. I don't want to go out.
It would be terrible to get your underwear. It would be terrible to get your underwear and get it at the same time. So, yeah, it's a horrible thing. You know, I want to say shout out to some. There's a question in though. There's a question in from Colleen Williams. She is asking, my question is for Master Control. Are you anywhere near to getting sponsorship for derivative, if even, of this programming? This is a kind of commercial kind of question.
Well, no. The short answer is no. People are looking on. Yeah, but we're very open. We're still thankful to friends who always support the theater and a lot of the stuff that we do. So that's been our major support, but no, we're open for all and every sponsorship, you know, we can get.
Yep.
Okay.
And this is our 26th episode, isn't it?
It's our 28th.
28th? Yes. Our 28th episode. Wow. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, let me do some shout-outs. No other question yet. Let me do a quick shout-out. Camille Selvon Abrams is on.
Hey.
Okay. Patricia Batiste, Rihanna Harilal of the Lupus Foundation, as well as Rihanna Harinarang, Lisa Wickham, Terry David, Ashley Dior. Yes, Rihanna Harinarang, Stephen Master Control's niece. We have Ashley Dure, who is in the Netherlands, Arlene Nichols, Melissa Roberts, Anthony Chukwan, that's my cousin, Lasana Harrison, and Londa Young. Thank you for being with us and joining in the OMG Live, the quarantine edition.
Thank you.
No other questions?
While we quarantine, Lordy.
Yeah. But Richard, we have to move along because, you know, we have that video at the end to show.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we have 1 minute.
Yeah.
Move along.
Yeah. Well, I suppose that's it, folks, because we have a special video. I can't even give a taste of it. Richard is going to give you a taste. I'm just going to say thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of us. We want our viewers to join us, to send us your comments, your voice notes, your video clips, and thoughts and perspectives. Just email it to omgtt.com so we can share it on the OMG Live, the quarantine edition.
Yes.
Love having you all.
Share.
Somebody in the feed say, don't want thief nobody underwear off the line. Why am she? If your Facebook Live edition of today's show was glitchy because of the irregular internet speeds that you are experiencing, you can watch a smooth recorded version on YouTube. Just go to OMG TV TT and we will upload it shortly. Today we did a montage of our mothers and the mothers in our group, of them and their children. We want to end today's show by honoring all the mothers around the world who keep nurturing their children with unconditional love, for many times being there for them when they did not deserve it, and for being the place we can go to feel safe and loved when everyone has turned their backs on us. Much love to all the mothers in the world. Happy Mother's Day from the OMG crew.
Happy Mother's Day.
Guys,
Happy
guys, do you all want to say your goodbyes? Say your goodbyes.
To all the mothers there.
Yeah.
Richard Ambrose.
Happy Mother's Day from the OMG crew.
Richard Ambrose and Aloy Johnson says a special farewell. See you tomorrow, guys. Join us every day, Monday to Friday. Not tomorrow, on Monday.
Monday.
See you on Facebook. It's today's show and all our past shows. Please go to Vimeo or YouTube at OMG TV TT. All shows are there for you to enjoy on demand. Thank you again, everyone. And as we always say at OMG 5678.
Let's be kind.
Let's be kind to each other, TNT.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.